Conor Glass, it's nice to be here in Croke Park. You always like getting here, I'm sure.
Absolutely, it's always a good day to get to HQ. HQ. It's not often I sit here with sit in the stands and look down at it, so it's a cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at the Ireland game last night, and I was even just looking at a few people warming up. Darrell Lennon, he played for Ireland. I would have went to school with him, and I was just thinking, do you just get used to it? All these people watching you, like, did you just get used to it?
I think so. Footballers have a different sort of personality in terms of when they're on the pitch. They kind of blank that out, and it is, you just get used to it after playing on a few big occasions. So you seem to blank it out.
And what's it like for you then, even just off the pitch? Like, you have your cafe and that in Derry, so you have so much going on outside of the field, and then you're this big figure within Derry football as well. How do you balance all of that?
It's hard to balance it, to be honest. I set up the cafe really as a passion, and it's always something to get away from GA, but literally the whole cafe is just GA talk, so it's hard to get the balance, as you said, but it's nice. Like, people are like, GA is like, it's a passion of mine, and I love the sport, so I don't mind talking about it, but I do like to get away whenever I can, whether that be to going into nature or going for a walk, spend time with a partner. So it's always, you have to have that balance within it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And how is the business going? Are you running it yourself, or do you have any help?
Yeah, so and the business is going flat out. Yeah, it's been unbelievable. I guess with football going so well, it's kind of helped the business too. So it was a perfect time to open. Me and my partner split the days, so I'm obviously not there at the weekends. She covers it in the weekends, and I do the weekdays. I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm the barista, I'm a house barista, so I'm enjoying making the coffees, and I'm slowly learning my trade as well with it. But there's a long way to go. Hospitality is a tough industry. There'll be a few tough days, no doubt, ahead. But yeah, I'm enjoying the experience so far.
Do you think then it was important to have something else other than focusing on football solely?
100%. I think I'm a big believer in that. You have to have a passion outside of football. If not, you become quite overwhelmed with the GAA and with sport. You can maybe think about it too often. So you have to have that getaway, whether it is coffee, business, it can be anything really, a different sport. So yeah, you got to get a getaway from it as well.
And use it to your advantage as well. Obviously, you're a household name within Derry football, so I'm sure that helps the business too.
Big time. Yeah, a lot of Gaelic footballers they have their own business. I've chatted to a few mates from back home, and Conor Glass is a real estate agent too, so he's doing well, obviously, with his name and money. And so you have to use it to your advantage as well, because your football career is only a short time, so you've got to use it when the sun's shining.
This is it, absolutely. And then just for Derry at the minute, how's things going?
We're in a good position. We are where we want to be. We haven't played our best football, but look, we're in the we're the first team through the quarterfinals, so look, we're also doing something right. We feel like our best football's ahead of us still, so we can only build. And this weekend's a bit weird that we don't know really who we're playing, so we'll figure out next Monday and go from there.
Yeah, so you're obviously having to watch all of the games a little bit. I'm sure obviously your team will critique them and the whole lot and have analysts watching, but yeah, you don't know, so it's a bit of a tough one at the minute.
It's going to be a tough one for the managers and Ben McGuckin, our analysis. He's going to be doing a lot of analysis and coding for all the different teams, just having the different outcomes. So look, we'll analyse, we'll train hard this week, refresh, recharge the batteries, but then once we know who the opposition is, we'll hone on them, and yeah, look forward to next week.
And it hasn't been a straightforward season for you. Obviously, you had to have new management come in halfway through the year. So how was all of that been as well?
It was no one can kind of prepare for it until it really happens. We felt like it's been a smooth transition with Tierney coming in. Kieran, it's not as if it was a new management team coming in, so it was familiar faces around the place, and that's one thing Kieran said is he wants to keep everything. As much as he is his own man and as different methods, he wants to keep everything quite similar, have similar faces around the place. And look, we've won pretty much every game underneath him, so he's obviously doing something right, and we're solely behind it as well.
And just talk to me as well about the Ulster final. It's always some day in Clonus for the Ulster finals. The atmosphere is something else. It's up there with, I've bucket list of a few different Irish sporting events, like the Munster hurling final is one, obviously All Ireland finals, but the Ulster final is right up there. What's it like to be involved in it?
It never disappoints. Like, we thought it was going to be not an easier game. We didn't really want to go back to extra time after the Donegal last year, but we went one step further with penalties. It takes on a life of its own, the Ulster final, the whole occasion. I remember there as a neutral supporter, obviously, growing up, walking up the hill of Clonus, so it was a surreal experience getting the bus up and watching the crowd on the streets. It's where you want to be as an Ulster footballer. and I've been privileged to be a part of it the last 2 years, and actually to get my hands on the Anglo-Celt this year was an amazing experience to represent the whole county as well.
Yeah, you could definitely see what it meant to all of the fans, the people at Derry. Every time that I speak to you, I always get a sense that you're a very passionate Derry man. You're very proud to be from Derry. Like the whole crowd, you could see it out there. Would it be fair to say that it meant a lot to them?
Big time. The last 2-3 years, the fans have been over and beyond what they should be doing, to be honest. And that drives on the players as well, it drives on the management. If you didn't have that support and you didn't have that crowd on game day, you might be questioning it. And when it goes into the last 5-10 minutes, that's when you want the crowd to get behind you. And we have that as Derry players and Derry supporters, which makes it extra special, especially when the celebrations begin.
Last night as well, I don't know if you saw, James McClain made his 100th appearance for Ireland, which was nice to see, a Derry man as well.
I actually sent him a wee message just to congratulate him. It's always good to see fellow Derry men, or even just an Irishman in general. He's an amazing character in the way he's went about his business the last 10-15 years. So like to reach 100 games is in any sport is amazing, and I think he was captain for the 100 appearance, so that's special for him and his family.
So Matthew Tierney, you were telling me it's nice here, isn't it, to be able to sit up in the stand? You don't get to do that too often, I would say.
No, not at all. It's lovely to call this work anyway. Lovely to watch out. It's looking good, Croker, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. What was your first game that you played out there?
My first game in Croke Park.
You've had too many.
Jeez, yeah. That was my first game in Croke Park. I think it could have been the All-Ireland Intermediate final with my club.
Wow.
Not certain now, but it was one of them anyway. Yeah,
brilliant.
That was a brilliant occasion.
And like growing up, obviously, was this always the aim to get to Croke Park?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've always wanted to be a footballer. I played a lot of sports growing up, but when it came to narrowing it down, it had to be Gaelic.
Was any other sport came close?
I loved boxing and soccer. I used to love played a bit of soccer there with Galway United growing up, and went to the Kennedy Cup a few times, and I did a bit of boxing as well. My whole family was mad into the boxing, and I was lucky enough to come close to a few titles. Brilliant,
very good. I actually met a fan last night. This is very random. His name was Don Deasy. He's from Galway. He's involved in Galway United. You don't know him by any chance, do you?
Don Deasy, I'm not
he's
sure
about
even DC Park. No.
Yeah, so it's his brother.
Yeah.
I'll show you the chat after. I just thought when he said it, you might know him. But anyway, just for you then, like playing with Galway, feels like you're coming onto the scene in even this year, last year, you've really exploded onto the scene. And obviously you're so young, so it's taken that bit of time to get that experience. Do you feel, I don't know, there's more light on you now, there's more eyes on you?
Maybe, but it does take a bit of time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To adapt and get stronger as a person. I was just saying, I was always a small lad growing up. I was always the small corner forward, and it only took me 16 or 17 when I started growing properly. And I like to think I still have the skills of the small lad, but I don't know.
But you're out around the half now. Do you prefer it out there?
Middle. Yeah, I'm enjoying it now, number 10. It's good to get onto the left, so yeah, really enjoying it at the moment.
And what is Pádraig Joyce like as a manager? How would you describe him?
Great time for Pádraig. I was there, he started with my under-20s, his first gig, so I was there the whole time with him, and he's great to talk to, just a nice man. Great family too.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's really is a family man. The kids
around,
are always around him. Anytime I'm doing an interview, the kids are pulling out him, which is nice to see. They're involved in it all as well. Does he tell you when you're playing bad or you're playing good? Does he pull you to the side? What is he like that way?
Yeah, it's great to just have him there, and you can go to him at any time. When you're, you know yourself when you're not doing it on the pitch and when you are doing it. So it's great to talk to him. He'll tell you when you're doing well, but he'll also help you if you're going poorly or having a bad run of form. And it's great to have him there for meetings one-on-one. Yeah, great. He's been through it all. He knows all the cracks. So
yeah, that's probably nice as a player to probably look at him. I'm sure you looked up to him when you were growing up, I'm sure, and you've seen he's gone and done it, so you obviously believe in what he's saying. And as a team now at the minute, how do you feel things are going? Obviously at the weekend, It was a bit of disappointment against Armagh.
Disappointing at the weekend, but we can only look forward, and that's sport, isn't it? You're not going to have your way every day, so we'll look forward to this Sunday and get ourselves right, hopefully.
So you have Mayo this weekend. How are you feeling about that one? Obviously, it's a massive rivalry. What was it like when you heard you got Mayo for the first time?
Yeah, I was just saying I wasn't shocked at all. I think you could see it coming, but yeah, healthy rivalry there, and I know it's in Pearse Stadium, but they're well used to Pearse Stadium as well, so it'll be, if there's a small advantage, I don't know, but hopefully the Galway crowd comes out in numbers.
And do you enjoy being a inter-county player?
Yeah, sure. It's what I always wanted to be. You can't not enjoy it. It's great to be playing out there and playing with great lads as well. The great bunch there in Galway, So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it.
And you're balancing obviously going to college as well. So how do you find all of that?
Yeah, it was tough, I suppose, the first set of exams, but I'm kind of off now for the summer, and I could say I'm a full-time footballer at the moment, but I don't know, that could change. I might need to get a job. The mother would be at me.
Yeah, how does your family find all of this? I know your dad's a big supporter. I talked to you before, and we talked about your dad and how he makes you watch back the games, and he tells you what you're doing wrong and right.
Yeah. In fairness, all of them are good, and we're always learning as well. Even at home, I'd come home and the last thing you want to talk about is football sometimes. So they'd kind of know when to back off, you could say, and when to, if you have a good game or you have a good thing, you want to talk about it, don't you? So yeah, we're very good at the moment, and they're enjoying it too.